Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is our July 2023 mini release, and I have another project to share. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's Gnome Dies Tiki Add Ons. They're Build-A-Booth Tiki Add Ons, which are both new. Our Gnome Dies are Be a Pineapple stamp set, along with our Border Dies 2, and our Card Layer Dies version B, and our Card Mat Dies. And then I'm using Doodlebug's Fun in the Sun 6-inch pad, and I did put together this gnome and the accessories on the Gnome Dies Tiki Add-ons assembly video, and I put that little pineapple border together on the release and review for this release. You can check that out. Okay, first I'm starting with a piece of paper tray ink craft cardstock, 4.25 by 11, squared at 5.5 inches, to give you a vertical A2 sized card. And I'm using a piece of Neenah Solarite 80-pound cardstock, 4 by 5.25 inches, and I'm going to put that on the inside with some ATG tape. Working on my Stampin' Up! Pad as per usual. My die cutting today was done with my Gemini machine. I have a 1-inch strip from that 6-inch pad, Fun in the Sun from Doodlebug. I'm just going to add that to the inside on the bottom. There you have it. And I will trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors. Since I'm going to be stamping a sentiment on the inside, I kind of like to get the inside done first. So now I'm going to stamp a sentiment. I'm figuring out where my little swag of pineapples are going. And I'm going to stamp You're So Sweet, because on the outside it's going to say mahalo. So like a thank you card. So the inside will say, You're So Sweet. I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And then I will stamp that down. And then when I put my pineapple border in, it'll kind of nestle in. You can see me, like I said, put that pineapple border together during the release and review for July. That's the Build-A-Booth Tiki Add-ons. And then I cut out this paper from that same Fun in the Sun pad using our card mat dies. And then I cut out the paper tray ink craft cardstock again using the card mat dies. And then I used the Border Dies 2 to make that little hill, just so the stitching is continuous around the whole front card layer. So now I'm using the sentiment Mahalo from the Be a Pineapple stamp set. And I'm going to stamp that in the lower right hand, or the lower left hand corner, sorry, with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And like I said, using my Misty, you know, you don't want to push too hard. You don't want to squash the letters. You'll get a clearer sentiment that way. So there we go. And now I'm going to stick down this pineapple border that was put together with New Leaf cardstock from Paper Tray Ink, along with Harvest Gold cardstock. The brown is from the Doodlebug Gingham Linen. There we go. And like I said, the little crowns of the pineapples were cut from Doodlebug's Gingham Linen and Floral Graph. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut out this little pineapple pattern from that same Fun in the Sun pad using the Card Layer Dies 1 version B. And first I think I'm going to trim out, you know, so try to give it like about a 1/8 of an inch border, but I'm cutting out the, you know, the fishtail by hand, and then I decide that doesn't look good. So I do start over and I show you what I did. But I'm just adding like a 1/8 of an inch border around the edge of it, just to give it a little bit more presence on the card. I decide to pull out my Fiskars trimmer where I can use the wire guide so I can get a better cut on that fishtail. Now I put together, like I said, that little gnome with all the assemblies on the Gnome Dies Tiki Add-ons assembly video, so you can check that out. But I did use Doodlebug's Gingham Linen, along with Harvest Gold and New Leaf cardstocks from Paper Tray Ink, American Crafts brown cardstock, American Crafts silver cardstock for the top of that tiki torch, along with Doodlebug's Dot Stripe for that little flame. I did use dark chocolate cardstock for the top part of that tiki torch. And did I mention P13 Stamping Pad skin tones for the skin of the little gnome? I'm not sure, but I did use that. So now I'm lining up this little palm tree paper on the front of my card. I've got my little sand hill. Then I'll add my little fish-tailed pineapple piece in the upper left-hand corner with my ATG tape. And I'm just going to add that on. There we go. And isn't that cute? I love how that little pineapple border turned out. Now I'm going to stick down my tiki torch with some Bearly Art glue. You see that it's the bottom part of that tiki torch is made out of that same paper that I used on the beard of the gnome. So I'm just trying to line that up, sort of slip it under the sand, my sand layer, and just stick it down. There we go. And then I'm going to pop up my little pineapple with some scrapbook adhesive foam squares. You'll notice that I used American Crafts black cardstock for the base layer of the gnome, kind of my normal thing. So I'm really loving this new release. It is really sweet and lots of supplies to make some gorgeous tropical cards. And you gotta love these gnome add-ons. They're just so cute. And the Build-A-Booth add-ons, adorable. So I'm gonna have him with his little cute pineapple hat. And then I'm going to have him holding a little pineapple. Like, how fun is that? So I'm just going to pop that little pineapple up with the same little scrapbook adhesives dimensionals. There we go. And then I'm going to pop that off to the side. Isn't that cute? I'm going to stick that below his nose a little bit. Now I'm using Doodlebug's shape sprinkles. They're called eye candy, and they're just little eyeballs. So I'm going to give my little pineapple some eyeballs. And I'm pulling out shape sprinkles in I Love This Place. And I'm going to add 3 hearts to my background in yellow. And just, you know, in a visual triangle, because I think that will look the best. Using my pen blade just to grab them. And there we go. So I think this is a really simple, cute card. Super fast and easy to create. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, Be Inspired, the Jaded Blossom store to get your hands on these amazing products. And make sure you're a follower of the Jaded Blossom YouTube site and my YouTube site, Leanne K. Bye, everybody.